Um, sorry, give me just a second. Okay, yeah, Lloyd, points. You know, he points down to a, room down that hallway. Says that you can find it.
I stand up and head that general direction.
Okay, and the rest of you all, you know, you finish eating your meal and so forth, and Rick and Floyd moved down to the bar for a while just to clear some room. And you go to the privy, and you come back to the table, and you know Trixie's still sitting there flirting with Mathis, and about this time, Daryl gets up from the bar, and he walks over, and all of you all are male characters, and Mathis is so far. Sure you don't want to drink from the water fountain there, Mathis?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, and Daryl walks over, and, you know, he looks at you all, and he goes, well met.
Yes, pleased to make your acquaintance. Gulliver, Tifton Bradshaw Sutter, Dr. Gulliver, Tifton Bradshaw Sutter, at your service.
It's very nice to meet you. Y'all look like you're seasoned adventurers.
Some of us better seasoned than others. I point and wink at Ulrich.
And he's like, yes, I've noticed your fine friend here, and, yeah, Trixie will take very good care of him. And, you know, he steps down behind Mathis, and he kind of pats Trixie on the back and says, won't you, darling? She just looks at him and goes, you know it. And he's like, I've been waiting for the proper group of adventurers to show up, and you all do look like you've seen at least a couple of battles in your golden years.
Thaddeus, strong person.
Mathis, Ulrich, I do believe he's referring to you.
And okay, he's like, I was my master hired me, or told me to go out and find the right set of people and give them this letter. And he throws down the scroll on the table, and it's got this really unique wax seal that you have never seen before. and you all are looking where he threw the scroll down, and you're looking at the sill, and Trixie's laughing and says something, whispers in Mathis' ear, and you can see that he gets blood red, and between Mathis and the scroll being laid down, you don't notice the guy going toward the door until he's right there at it.
I say, you purport to hire us and then plan to leave? That seems inopportune.
The letter will explain it all. I was told to find adventurers and give them the letter, and I've done that, and I'm going home now. And with that, he steps out through the door and closes it. And you have this scroll on the table.
Thaddeus, no read.
Ulrich? Do you want
That
to look
is
at it?
something that I can definitely do. I can read. Ulrich will, is it on his table where he's sitting, or is it on the...
Yeah, it's on Ulrich's table.
Can he reach it without standing up?
Yeah, sure can.
Oh, okay. Then he'll reach for it and read it.
Okay, like, you do not recognize the wax seal. And as you open the letter, you read, "Hail to thee of might and valor. I, a lonely servant of Barovia, tend honor to you."
I think that's send honor to thee.
I got it. Send honor to thee. We plead for the desperate needed assistance. The love of my life, Ireena Kolyan, has been afflicted by an evil too deadly, so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have her saved from this menace. There is much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows if thou shalt answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand. Of that I can't figure out that one word. All that I have shall be thine. Kolyan Indirovich, Burgomaster.
Well, I certainly have never heard of this Barovia place. Do you know where it is? I mean, I don't know why they would need seasoned adventurers to help with someone who's been wounded, although I do have some medical expertise. Perhaps I could be of assistance.
Yeah, and none of you all are familiar with Barovia at all. Doesn't ring any bells.
I look at Trixie. Ma'am, this Barovia location, have you ever heard of it?
No, I can't say that I have. Daryl's a regular. I've never been there. I couldn't point it out on the map, but he talks about it occasionally.
At the risk of being contrarian, I would say that Daryl was his name, is hardly regular.
Well, you know, he's in here every couple of weeks.
Gentlemen, what do you think?
Nah, I don't think it's necessary. I just want to get back, retire, stop this traveling. My legs got a limp.
And I do need to get back to my workshop.
Well, I suppose Darrow will be disappointed to have left so hastily. But I accede to the will of my peers. Back to Waterdeep it shall be. Should we see about acquiring accommodations in this facility for the evening?
Yes, a nice warm bed would be great. Right, Trixie?
Why, yes, sugar, it would be.
Lloyd, does this establishment have sufficient facilities available to house my stalwart companions and myself for the evening?
You know, I would love to be able to say yes, but unfortunately, I've got this carriage tour that's come in, and they have booked all my rooms.
I see. Well, certainly I take out my hand. We can arrange for them to move on.
You can't do that. They're paying me top dollar.
And what is your definition of, quote, top dollar, unquote?
Yeah, you know, they're paying me, don't tell anyone, and he whispers, they're paying me triple my rate.
Which is?
You know, they paid me 100 gold pieces for the entire week.
Well, certainly they are not very clever travelers. Your establishment is lovely, but 100 gold pieces for the entire week seems exorbitant. Gentlemen, fine bartender friend here cannot accommodate us for the evening. I suppose we shall have to take our custom elsewhere.
Oh, that's too bad.
Thaddeus wants accommodations.
Thaddeus, perhaps you could speak with our friend Lloyd and convince him of the error of his ways.
Thaddeus, speak to Lloyd.
Does our bard have a bass guitar? He can start playing something funky.
I have a drum and a flute, which I can play at the same time.
Nah, that doesn't make good porn music.
I have a Dunsmore.
Thaddeus, pay 200 gold.
Sir, I can't take your money. I don't have the rooms available.
Thaddeus.
Now you know there is the inn. You know, just a couple of miles down the road. I've sent people there all night. I know they got rooms if you hurry.
Well, then I suppose we shall have to take ourselves and meander on down the road further. Thank you for this diverting interlude. I tip my hat to Rick and Floyd. Gentlemen, thank you for a fabulous round of cards. If I ever come back this way again, we shall have to play a few more hands.
Yeah, we would love to take some more of your money, and you know they're just laughing at you, and you know overall they're of the opinion that they hustled you instead of the other way around.
My favorite kind of card players, those who can't count.
And obviously a little drunk too.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna holster my hand crossbow and gentlemen, when y'all ready.
Alright.
Thaddeus upset, but okay.
Trixie, next time. For sure.
Okay, you all depart the tavern, and you're stepping out onto the boardwalk, getting ready to enter the road, and you can see that in the time that you've been in there, it started to get foggy.
My, where did this mist come from?
And as you all continue to
Fog late at night isn't very... I hate this kind of weather. Why couldn't you get us a room in there?
I can certainly go back and attempt it again, but he did seem immune to my most charming wiles, and our good friend Thaddeus was insufficiently intimidating, which I find shocking, frankly.
Yeah, he never accepted 200 gold for a single night.
Maybe one of you should have asked Trixie or Flo if they had room in their area. You youngins just don't understand what it takes. And with that, Ulrich is going to start heading down the road a mile to the next inn.
Well, as you all were standing there talking about the lack of availability of rooms and this weird fog that's seemed to come out of nowhere, you notice that the tavern and the walkway that you're standing on starts to lose substance, and it's like it's there one second and gone the next, and it's just phasing in and out, and eventually the entire tavern just fades away to nothing.
I think there may have been something bad in that meat.
I expect that the caravan of travelers is in for a bit of surprise when they pull up looking for the inn. This is...
Where you're standing is like dead center in the road. There is no clue, no sign, no disturbance that says anyone had ever built a tavern right there.
Well, I'm at a loss to
magic.
explain that. You seem to be quite correct. But, well, I suppose that leaves us little choice. I suppose we should head on down the road and look for that other inn. Perhaps it won't be so ephemeral.
I don't know why you would call a tavern a girl, but I think you're right. Let's get...
I guess we'll start heading south.
Thaddeus confused. Where'd building go?
I think he's scared of the way, Thaddeus. Good job.
Very intimidating.
Oh crap, his intelligence really is that low.
He was dropped on his head as a baby.
Told you he was he's not the brightest
Intentionally.
We're gonna get him a headband of intelligence plus 20.
So as we're walking, I'm going to walk next to Thaddeus and say, "So Thaddeus, you're currently carrying 200 gold pieces? You've been holding out on me, my friend. I need to teach you the fine art of cards.
Thaddeus holds out the 50 coins and he's like, this 200?
Yes, very close.
Here, let me take that weight off for you. I'll carry those for you.
I'd be more than happy to lighten your burden for you, my friend.
Thaddeus thanks you. It's this heavy.
Well, Thaddeus, don't you think you'd be warmer without that codpiece on, trying to keep your pawn star hidden?
Thaddeus' parents need to keep this on.
Oh shit, this buddy.
I sense a Lenny and George dynamic here between Thaddeus and Gull.
I sense a very fun relationship between the two.
It'll all be good as long as one of y'all don't get cursed.
Oh shit, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
As you're... Yeah, go ahead.
Ulrich, as he's limping down the road, he says, something's wrong here. And he pats his pockets and he goes through. I'm missing some...
You're missing some...
You should really hold that button longer.
I'm missing some rations. I'm missing some stuff.
Alright, Gulliver will take off his backpack and start looking through and see if he's got everything.
And as you've been walking down the road, the mist, it gets denser and denser and denser, and you know, eventually you're standing in like pea soup fog, and it's really hard to see ahead of you.
Well, this is an interesting predicament. Can we keep to the road? Should we just move to the side of the road, gather some wood, start a fire?
It's only a mile. Won't take us long.
And it's only going to get darker and darker, so might as well.
How long have we been walking so far?
Just a few minutes.
Okay. Well, so long as we don't lose track of the road. I am not a tracker. I have expertise in that area. Perhaps our borderline mute friend has some expertise, being that he is familiar with the ins and outs of the wilds.
Yeah, I can give it a try. I can give it a try, yeah.
Well then, Theron, we'll follow you.
I'm gonna cast Produce Flame in my hand as a little...
Okay. As a light source, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And how you didn't say how dark it is. Is this like torch weather or torch lightness? Dark?
Yeah. After the time in the bar, you know, the sun is definitely down, and it is night. There's no moon, and you're, you know, Theron just set his hand on the fire, and the fog is really dense, and if you've ever been in thick fog and turned a flashlight on, you know everything goes milky white and you can't see shit.
Have we ever seen Theron light his hand on fire in that fashion before?
I'm sure you have.
Okay. Theron, are you sure that igniting your hand is the wisest idea?
That'll be alright.
We
Okay.
need to be able to see. With that, Ulrich's going to pull out a torch and light it as well.
Well, I can't see much of anything except a couple of bright lights and white gauzy mist everywhere.
And are you all continuing to walk while you're lighting the torches, or?
Yeah.
I'm following Theron.
Okay. This entire day, it's been a bright, beautiful, cloud-free day. And all of a sudden, you take a few more steps down the road, and there's black pools of water in and around the muddy roadway. The road, like I said, is muddy. It's not raining, but it's weird. You went from dry road to muddy road. You see giant trees looming on both sides of the road, and branches are clawing at the mist.
So being familiar with like nature and stuff, would I realize that this isn't like natural?
Yes, you would know that this is not natural.
Something funky's going on.
You're telling me. I just thought Thaddeus had a poor reaction to some of the fine aged meat.
Thaddeus can't see.
It'll be fine, my large friend.
You can carry my torch for me. My arm's
Okay.
getting tired.
So, it's foggy. You continue walking down the road, and you've gone at least a mile. But there's no inn, and it's all just more of this muddy road and the giant trees that look like it's clawing at the mist.
Well, that treacherous sewer drinker, I do believe he deceived us.
Ulrich's going to look over at Thaddeus. No, don't hold the torch in front of your face. He's going to show him how to hold it back behind his head so he's not...
Thaddeus, thanks you. It was getting real hot.
Yeah, before this game's over, he's gonna be the smartest character in the group.
I hope so.
Well, this is not very promising. What do you all suggest we should do? I'm not an outdoorsy type. I have to admit I am a bit of a fish out of water, as it were.
Thaddeus only knows caves.
Are you able to dig a cave quick?
Don't
Give Thaddeus
encourage
shovel.
him. You know that if we ask Thad to do that, he will spend the next 2 days digging a hole.
Well, it's been a mile. No indication. Let's give it another mile. And then we'll make camp. Never can be sure if we've got the right distance in mind once everything goes pea soup like this.
Lead on.
Alright. Ulrich will continue moving forward with Thaddeus, I hope, following behind. Lighting.
Okay, you all continue down, and it's more of the same. And you're pretty convinced that yes, you have went another mile and still no inn, and you like you said earlier, you've been on this road 57 times in 36 years. You don't recognize any of it. Even the trees seem weird and...
Theron, are you sure we're going in the right direction?
Where are you leading us, Theron?
To the supposed next end.
I'm fairly certain we've come substantially further than a mile. I do not think there is an inn. I believe that Lloyd was prevaricating.
Well, I don't know why he would have sent us down towards a cave, but I don't even see that around.
I do promise if I find that mendicant bartender again, I shall give him a most stern talking to.
Okay.
What does his smell matter? Just give him a talking to no matter what he...
Yes, absolutely.
Ulrich doesn't understand those big words.
Thaddeus don't either.
Theron will take a closer look at the fog. Is this fog denser than it should be?
With your experience and being outdoors and so forth, you think that the temperature is wrong to... it's not cool enough to produce this much fog. It's warmer weather.
I'm beginning to think this fog is unnatural.
Yeah, I don't think that we have much choice than to move on or make camp. And I vote for make camp. The weather just gets into...
Yeah, let's make camp.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, as
I'll
you all...
play a jaunty flute tune to try and lift everyone's spirit.
I'll join in with my dulcimer.
As you all are debating whether or not to make camp and so forth, and you decide to, and you start to actually make camp, you feel a wind, and this wind is coming from the east.
I look in the sky for a woman flying in with an umbrella.
You look up and, directly overhead you see more fog, but the wind is pushing, it's clearing up the visibility just a little bit. And slightly down the road from where you are, you can see these huge stone buttresses looming gray in the fog.
Well, that's a most unusual inn. Certainly looks secure. Should we make for that?
Better than sleeping outside.
Usually.
For
Okay.
you guys.
I got a little bit of walking left in me.
I imagine this damp weather and fog is probably wreaking havoc on your gamey leg, Ulrich.
What gave me leg?
Right, of course. Pardon me.
You continue down the road a couple of 100 feet, and you run into the set of gates. And, I mean, they are huge iron gates hung on the stonework of the buttresses, and dew is clinging to the rusted bars, and you see these two headless statues of armed guardians flanking the gate. Their heads are now lying in the weeds at their feet, and they greet you only with silence. And as you get closer, these closed gates swing open.
Well, that's not at all ominous.
Seems downright welcoming, actually. How's the fog look beyond the gates?
And can we see who opened the gates, or did they just miraculously open on their own?
From all you can see, they just miraculously opened on their own. And behind the gates, you see more fog.
Well, excellent. Gates protecting fog. Seems like we found ourselves into a very unusual place. I definitely do not recall a building of this character on the road when we took it the other direction.
Nor do
Perhaps we took a wrong turn at Albuquerque?
You're pretty convinced that you didn't make any wrong turns, that, up until the road got muddy, you're pretty sure that you were on the main road to Waterdeep.
Hopefully we can find someone to figure out where we are.
Perhaps like Daryl.
You can see Ulrich deep in.
Shall we proceed through the gates?
I traveled once with a wizard. He was able to disappear into just a doorway that he created out of. What is it? What if we walked through one of those doorways when we left that last inn?
Then I would say I intend to feather Daryl several times in very sensitive occasions should I ever find him.
Okay, so walking through the gates.
Well, there's no point in going back.
Ulrich will stand forward, stride forward, limp forward through the gates, torch, grabbing the torch back from Thaddeus, and hold it.
Okay, as you all easily make your way through the open gate, and as the last one of you all passes through the gates swing shut.
I turn around and try and push the gates open, expecting that they won't move at all.
Did you close those, Thaddeus?
That is no closed gate, but me try to open.
That is, I was just going to suggest perhaps a man of your stature might be helpful opening these gates again. Not that I plan on going back through, but I think we would all appreciate the option.
Thaddeus is gonna try to push it open.
I'm gonna try and give him. I'm gonna help him take the help action.
Okay.
Ulrich is going to call out, "Ho, gatekeepers! Do you have a place to sleep?"
Don't think you should call them hoes, Ulrich. That's not nice.
Okay.
You and I believe, have a communication.
I'm just making a suggestion. You, sir, are the knight and experienced in the world. I'm a relative youngster.
You are unable to push the gates open.
You can see Thaddeus visibly starting to panic, and he goes, "Thaddeus need leave. Thaddeus need leave."
Come this way, Thaddeus. It will be fine. Don't worry, my friend.
Okay.
I'm going to reach down onto my belt, where I have a muffled bell hanging. I'm going to unmuffle it, and I'm going to hand it to Thaddeus. Here, this will keep the bad spirits away.
Thaddeus don't mind spirit. Thaddeus don't like not leave.
Well, then I'll let the spirits come. I'll wrap the bell back up and put it back on my bed.
Well,
If
since
you
we
get scared,
apparently,
it's here.
if we cannot go backwards, so I would suggest that we continue forwards.
Yes, you are unable to push the gates open, and calling out to the gatekeepers, you just hear your own voice faintly echoing off of the stone around the gate.
You see, Ulrich, this is what happens when you call complete strangers hoes.
Is there any, I'm gonna look around for, like, guards' rooms, barracks, someplace we can spend.
Yeah, you are seeing none of it.
This is a poorly designed wall.
And, the stonework appears to be really old. You're not even seeing, I'm figuring 100 feet of either side of the gate. You're not seeing any gear rooms for the gate, no guard rooms, no sleeping quarters.
With that, I'm gonna go silent. I'm gonna wait for everybody else to go silent if they do. And I'm just gonna listen, see what I can hear.
Following his lead, if he makes like a hand signal that indicates to be quiet, I'll be quiet and start listening as well.
Yeah, you hear something out in the fog.
Is it a direction? Is it on the road? Is it on are the trees the same as they were before?
Yes, the trees are the same as they were before. And, the noise is, coming from, a couple 100 feet, east of you, down the road.
Shall we go check it out?
That
Sounds reasonable.
sounds like a good idea. I've already started putting my tent up once today. I don't want to have to do it again. And with that, Ulrich is going to continue on down the road.
As you travel down the road, you come to realize that the noise you are hearing is the sound of a one-sided argument not able to make out the words as you're moving closer. You eventually come upon a disheveled small form standing in the middle of the road, bandolier over his plain clothes, unshoed feet, large ears sticking out, not one hair on his head. At least the small creature looks thoroughly distraught while arguing with itself. You are hearing snaps of lines like, "You hush now. This be my time, not your time. It'll be your time. You talk, but right now you hush." To which there's silence as he's looking over his shoulder. Says, "Hush." He continues, "I say hush. My time. All right. All right."
Ulrich will draw his gigantic, heavy crossbow, and with a bit of effort, arm it and put a bolt.
Don't be so hasty there, Ulrich. I say, well met.
His beady eyes squint together as he says, "Who art thou?"
Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I am Dr. Gulliver Tifton Bradshaw Sutter at your service. These are my companions. We have Ulrich, Theron, Thaddeus, and Mathis. And you are, sir?
They call me the Foultooth. You can call me Vartox. What thou beest doing here? And why did you bring me here? Last I know I was drinking beverages in my lab. Now, in fog. Not nowhere. Hush, you hush, hush!
Well, you sound just about as confused as we are about consuming beverages in your establishment. We had a similar experience. I can assure you we are not responsible for your current predicament. Foul tooth, you say? Is dental hygiene a concern, my little friend?
Nay, that name of clan. We the Foul Tooth clan. See, we got big black teeth. And he opens up his mouth, and you see all four of his teeth are big.
Well, that is certainly a propitious name. Do you have any idea where we are?
A forest. That be as forest as I can tell. I see fogs and trees, and I hate trees.
I look back at Theron. Don't worry, Theron. He doesn't mean it. He just doesn't know them very well. Did you say your name was Vartox?
Vartox.
You appear to be a goblin.
Yeah, and you appear to be well-spoken and ugly.
Well, you are correct on both accounts, sir.
What beeth me a goblin having to do with anything?
Well, frankly, I've never seen a goblin capable of having an extended conversation. Pardon my lack of knowledge. It is not meant to be offensive in the least. You seem to be a rather exception.
Vartox be well-educated goblin. Well-educated and very skilled in the crafts of potions.
Potions?
Ulrich, at this point, having unwrapped his bell, starts to ring it.
Vartox starts salivating. Sorry, I had to throw that one in there.
Yeah, you got me. Are we supposed to do that?
Vartox may be a bit of a forward suggestion, but it appears that all of us are in a similar predicament. Perhaps you would care to apply your skills, and as safety does appear to be in numbers, you might wish to travel with us.
Y'all got food?
Well, interesting you should say that. Not as such. Perhaps, we could uncover some food. We just had a very interesting meal at a locale called the Feral Dog.
Dog, yum yum. I'll touch that rotten dog.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Well,
If we come walking in and we got a goblin on our tail, what are we gonna do?
well, we'll convince them that he's a half.
Yeah, I don't know about. What I could do is we could bound his hands. He can be our.
I don't think that's likely met with a positive reaction from our new acquaintance. Just simply saying.
Also, at the complete mention of binding his hands, you notice that his teeth and his fingernails get long.
Perhaps if we just put him in the center of our group, others won't be able to reach him as quickly.
Well, I would suggest that if he consents to travel with us, we should consider the necessity for disguise when that eventually does present itself. Right now, we're standing in the middle of a forest in the mist, in a strange place. I, for one, would prefer to find some place to get the mist off of me and take a breather, perhaps find some food. Apparently, this change in our circumstance has caused my joyous buzz to retreat, and I could use some more whiskey. Ulrich, you did bring those bottles with you, yes?
Ulrich's gonna tap at his pockets, which clearly could not hold bottles. Sorry, friend. I must have forgot him in the rush to leave.
Truly disappointed. So, Vartok, what do you say? You travel with us?
If they promise some food and get out of this place, I shall travel without.
Well, we cannot make such commitment, except in so say that I believe we all have aligned our goals and would like the same things.
Vartox pulls his hood up so that it falls down up over his face mostly, hiding his visage, and he joins ranks the whole time muttering to him.
Ulrich is going to keep his crossbow loaded, keeping an eye on Vartox. I'm not convinced he didn't bring us here.
Nor am I, but he does seem genuinely agitated. Perhaps that is his natural state. Theron, any suggestions or ideas where we should proceed from here?
Roads have to lead somewhere, don't they?
Usually the case. Very astute. Well, then, let's continue on.
Vartox raises his nose and starts sniffing the air.
Oh, don't mind us. It was the gamey food.
I'm trying to ascertain direction to a possible closest settlement. If you're wondering what that survival skill roll was.
Yeah, and incidentally, it seems to be coming from the same direction that the road is going.
There'll be some sort of settlement that direction.
More of your goblin friends?
Vartox had no goblin friends. Expelled from clan.
Well, certainly, you'll have to tell us about justice stance. See, and I know you were engaged in a heated debate with an individual who I could not see. Is there another companion with our company now?
What does thou mean?
Who are y'all arguing with?
I wasn't arguing with anyone.
Yes, of course. And then Gull makes the crazy finger circle next to the side of his head at the rest of the party.
You got itch side ahead?
Yes, very much. Perhaps you have a palliative unguent.
Oh yes, I can mix. I'll take care of that.
Excellent.
Thaddeus like Valdox.
He hands you over a salve to put on the side of your head.
All right, and I'll sniff it and I'll pretend to rub it on the side of my head.
Good thing you pretended, because you noticed that any hair or skin that it touched turned like a violent purple, and all the hair.
Well, unless I had hair on my fingertips, which not.
Well, that's what I was saying. Any skin that did touch.
Yeah, so I have a couple of purple fingers on my right hand.
Exactly.
Like it.
That's a sign of disease right there.
I'll close the.
We're coming through these mountains. Anybody else have any purple? I'm gonna look around at everybody else, see if they've got any of this fungus that I see growing.
Nope, my hands are clean.
Someone check Thaddeus' mouth.
I open his jaw with my hands.
No, you're clear, my friend. Let's proceed on.
You keep an eye on that. If that grows, and be careful where you is.
Okay.
Yes, of course, and I'll pat him on the shoulder with that hand.
Crossbow slowly moves towards where you are.
You all continue down the road, and the mist, the fog, it's just as foggy as it was. It's not getting any worse, not getting any better. But you are proceeding, and you went at least a mile and a half down the road, and this is a really good stopping point for us to take 10 minutes.
You know,
Perfect
this
timing.
3.5 mile walk to the inn that's a mile away is getting on my nerve.
That's funny. Alright, we'll take 10 and we'll see you shortly.
All right.
Sounds good.
the tops of the trees are lost in the heavy gray mist, and the tree trunks are unnaturally close to one another, and the woods have the silence of a forgotten grave, yet they exude the feeling of an unvoiced scream.
Oh.
Gulliver's going to start to try and play as jaunty a tune as he can muster himself to play on the flute.
So we're ignoring that. All right.
I like it when Gulliver plays the flute, and we don't have to worry about his singing.
Are you casting aspersions as to my vocal stylings?
I didn't cast any spells near you.
And I'll start to, I'll put the flute away and start to sing. Off pitch, off tune, even though I am a trained bard. Intentionally off tune.
Oh, look at that. I found a shot of whiskey.
That shuts me up. Well, I'll certainly hand that hit. Nothing warms your soul like a good stiff drink.
At singing off tune, Varltok starts skipping and dancing along with a bright look and he seems to really enjoy your off tune singing.
You have excellent taste, my diminutive friend.
Okay. Give me a second. I have,
So what, no comment on juicing the fairy for fairy dust?
I don't even know where to go with that one.
Now, the only time that I saw a juicer at a fair was 23 years. We were going through a little town, probably 30 miles away from fine-looking girls there. They brought in this fruit. I have no idea its name. It was orange. Made the best juice you could think of.
No doubt it was called a mango. I hear that from Am's way.
Okay, yeah, you're, singing, dancing, everything in the mist, and Mathis, you catch the scent of death on the air.
I believe something has recently passed away nearby. Shall we go investigate or avoid all dangers?
Well, something dead is not necessarily a danger, but it certainly smells. Varltok seems to be intrigued, however.
Okay, following the foul scent, it leads you to a human corpse half buried in the underbrush about 15 foot from the road. And the young man appears to be a commoner, and his muddy clothes are torn and raked with claw marks. Crows have been at the body, which is surrounded by several paw prints. The man has obviously been dead for several days, and he holds a crumpled envelope in one hand.
What kind of place are we? A traveler rent aside on the road, left unburied for days? I will surreptitiously, as I bend down to pick the envelope up, check and see if there are any pockets, and see if he has any contents in his pockets, which I will attempt a sleight of hand.
How much meat's left on the body?
You know, there's probably at least a quarter of it. Quarter to a half.
Alright, well, it's rotten meat. I'm gonna take a chomp out of them. Just to tide me over until dinner.
Okay.
Oh, Vartox, that's disgusting. This was a person once. Some time ago, apparently, but we can't expect that you're going to nibble on any of us while we sleep if you get sufficiently rapacious. Shall we?
Why? Now, what did he? Rotten meat, best meat. Yum yum, Vartox love.
Well, I can understand a propensity for dry-aged beef, but this is wet-aged human.
Dry-aged what?
Yes, we will introduce it to you at a proper venue, but perhaps you might avoid gnawing on the corpse. It's a tad unsettling.
Him don't see mind.
No, I'm quite confident he's beyond surveillance. However, the rest of us are not.
Fine. He stops, and he starts picking at one of his teeth with his claw. And then he looks over his shoulder and says, "No, you can't have none either." He kind of walks off, muttering to himself.
Perhaps
Okay.
our hasty invitation to our little friend.
Mathis, the claw marks do not match up. Theron, yeah, you just judging by the claws, you think that it might have been wolves. And I'm sorry, who was picking up the letter and searching the body?
Gull was.
Yeah, there's nothing on the body except for the letter.
Well, we have some correspondence here. Anyone want to read it?
And the parchment is worn and flimsy. It's got the large letter B set into the wax seal.
Vartox, read. Vartox, the educated goblin.
Vartox, before I hand you this letter, you're not going to taste it for poison, correct?
Why would paper poison?
Your behavior is, I admit, had unpredictable. I simply was asking.
Trust in Vartox. Vartox not treat wrong.
Alright, I'll hand the letter over to Vartox. And then go stand behind him and read over his shoulder.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to once again jump down into another voice. Actually, no, I'll try it the Vartox voice. See how it goes. Hail thee of might and valor. I, the Burgomaster of Barovia, send to honor with despair my adopted daughter, the fair Ireena, have been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. How my dear Ireena languishes and dies from unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He have become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with what that word? Symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power that the devil may be contained within the walls of the sweeping Barovia. Told you I could read.
Yeah.
Leave our sorrow to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. Ooh, there is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Indirovich, Burgomaster.
Burgomaster. It's a tad peckish.
What the hell's a burger?
The letter's from the same one we got at the tavern.
Although the handwriting appears to be a bit more composed in this letter.
The person seems to be the same. The letter is different.
Must have a scribe.
I bet he got good rotten food. Dog. Donkey.
I'm certain he does. We should find this Kolyan Indirovich as soon as is convenient. Shall we continue along the road, or should we take a moment and give a proper burial to this individual?
I think
Thaddeus can dig.
a proper
Thaddeus
burial
good.
would be good.
I'll help Thaddeus. I don't have a shovel, but I can dig a little bit with my hands. No, actually, definitely not with my hands. I'll kick some dirt out of the way. I'll provide management oversight to Thaddeus's digging.
Now
No
I'd be
need. That is good at it.
I'd be welcome to give you a shovel, Gulliver, but with that fungus on your hand, I'll have to pass.
Well, you're a sprightly man of 160. Perhaps you can do digging.
No, I did my digging. My servants would have got very upset.
Why we bury this brat man? Come on, Gulliver, let's travel.
Well, we shall recommence our travel as appropriate attention has been given to the deceased. We understand that in goblin tribes it's probably a bit of an alien custom, but amongst the taller folk, it's traditional.
No, Goblin Tribe, we do this. And he uncorks a vial from his waist and pours it on the corpse. And acid melts the corpse.
Well, that certainly is an approach as well. We'll need a smaller hole for the bones, Thad. You're a little off there. Perfect round and a bit deeper.
Me try me best.
Just don't get stuck in it.
Alright. While this is going on, Theron's gonna try and look and see if he can find a Sprigga missile.
Toe?
Yeah. Sprigga mistletoe.
How are you doing that with survival checks? Because there will be time that I will be searching for alchemical components while we're...
I am open to suggestions.
Well, depending on how rare you want it to be would really depend on what our survival check would equal. I mean, like if mistletoe is quite sparse, then, you know, maybe a check of 20 to find it or something like that. It's whatever DC you want to set it at. Or you can just go as far as to say that they are in... Certain items are in very far reaches of the land, and unless we just for some reason end up in that area, that, you know, we have to get lucky at a alchemy.
Right. Yeah, we'll say, mistletoe's probably 30%. So
17 plus on a DC check. Unless you just wanted to roll percentile dice instead of a survival check.
Yeah, for the time being, let's just roll percentile.
Now we calling high or low?
I was just thinking, okay, yeah, well...
I can reroll and call.
No, I'll go ahead and let you find some mistletoe.
Yeah, cool.
And Mathis says his prayer, you're disposing of the body. And Theron comes out saying, "Hey, I found mistletoe." Okay, so you have managed to bury the body and give it last rites.
Are we ready to recommence our travels?
Yeah.
Yes, lead on. Need to find more food.
I point to Theron and fall in next to Thaddeus.
Let's continue following the road.
Ulrich will continue forward.
Okay, continuing down the road. Sorry, I haven't got used to the way they've laid out the module.
If I remember.
I find that when I'm GMing, I like to print out the module and use the
Okay.
story from there, the links and fantasy.
Yeah, I've got the book right here in front of me as well. As you move further down the road, eventually you start to see tall shapes looming out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. And the muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. And the tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings, and the windows of each house stare out from pools of darkness. There's no sound. Coming from anywhere that you can see. And we put a token on the map, and I'll give you...
Hello? Hello?
I don't think anybody's home, Bartox.
Hello?
Yes,
Me no like
shall.
right.
Yes, that's quite apparent. Well, you and I will get along famous. I too abhor silence.
Let me see me scare someone out. I throw one of my bombs, which explodes. Boom!
All right, that definitely gets everybody. Gets me to jump.
Me no like me long.
What the hell was that? That isn't that same stuff you wanted me to rub on my head.
No. You don't rub this stuff on head. Not unless you like having flaming head. Flaming head. Ooh, that'd be funny.
Yes, quite riotous.
It is the latest style in Waterdeep, Gulliver.
Though I will say, Bellatrix, foul-toothed one time, decided to drink one. Really didn't do much until she started jumping up and down. Took 3 days to wash her off walls.
Interesting. Do you have many more of those cops?
Me always carry few, amongst other things.
Remind me to stand behind you.
I don't throw so well.
Yes, very far behind you. Perhaps, did we want to go check any of these hostels and see if there might be some indication as to their general state of depopulation, and perhaps a timely place for us to rest for the evening?
You know,
No, not right now.
Hostile.
No, not right now. Not right now.
If these places are going to be hostile, I'm going to go ahead and take out my warhammer.
That's a good policy. I'll go up to one of the nearest ones, kind of surreptitiously peer through the window.
Yeah, you can see that you're not hearing any sounds, and the windows are boarded up, and I've got a map of the town that you are in, and you are the big P on the map.
Do we see any homes with a fireplace slit?
Yes, you can see smoke coming from a couple of the fireplaces down the street.
Now, perhaps we should try our luck there. Perhaps they know this Kolyan. In fact, perhaps this is his home. Shall we?
Mathis starts walking.
I'm going to make sure that the hand crossbow is ready to be drawn rapidly.
I'm going to keep hollowing out hello until somebody answers.
I answer, yes!
You're yelling out hello, and you all are walking down the street. And when you come to the first intersection, you know, once again, it's just really, really quiet, except for the party's goblin. And you're looking around at the crossroads, and to the north of you, okay, there we go. And I don't need that anymore. You can see a pair of children standing out in the middle of the road, and you hear a very soft whimpering coming from them. But they are just to the north of you, past that intersection.
Say, children.
We probably want to move over to them.
Yeah, Gulliver's going to walk towards them.
What are they doing out this time of night?
Are they alive or dead?
I'm fairly certain they're alive.
Oh,
I know. No aperitif for you.
And where is their picture? You've got you see a 10-year-old girl and her brother, who appears to be about 7 years old, and the brother is weeping, and he's holding the stuffed doll. And Rose is trying to hush the boy. And you all call out, and after shushing the boy, the girl turns to you and says, "There's a monster in our house." And then she points to the tall brick row house that has seen better days. The windows are dark. It has a gated portico on the ground floor. The rusted gate is slightly ajar. And it looks like the houses on either side are abandoned, and their windows and doors are boarded up as well.
I say, young lady, this is most fortuitous. We happen to be expert at closing all. What is your name? Oh, sorry. If it keeps cutting out, I may have to restart Discord. Let me know if it does it again.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, the girl identifies herself as Rose, and her brother is Thorn.
Well, your parents have quite the sense of humor. Where are they?
Wow.
Vartox. Vartox, you may not eat them.
She said their parents have been away for a couple of days, and they heard the monster and they got scared, so they come running out here.
And what did that monster sound like?
They know that their parents keep a monster in the basement.
Of course, who doesn't? What kind of monster did your parents keep in the basement?
We don't know, but we've heard its terrible howls.
I see. And they left you alone with the monster chained in the basement as they departed for several days.
Well, we weren't in the basement. We're in our room upstairs, and
I see.
Yeah.
I look at the rest of the party and give them a very incredulous look.
How long have you lived here?
Oh, ever since we remember, we've always lived here.
Varaltaz creeps forward and starts sniffing the children again and says, "Thou hast food?"
Oh, yeah, there's food in the house.
Then that settles it. We go fight monster.
And the children get this terrified look on their face, and it's like, no, we can't fight the monster.
Not you, children. Hey, may I ask you a quick question? Are you familiar with a man by the name of Kolyan Indirovich?
We've heard the name. He's some bigwig in town.
Oh, so we have come to his residence. Well, I suppose a quick disposal might be in order if Varlox thinks it's a potential food source and is interested. I'm willing to game, if the rest of y'all are.
We can at least figure out what's making such noises and calm their minds.
Now, Okay.
How long have your parents kept this monster?
You know, we've always known that they've had the monster in the basement. We've never seen it, but Lord, it can scream and howl.
And your parents have never told you why they keep up basement?
No, they sure didn't. Don't all, you know, they always said, don't go in the basement because, you know, that's the, where we keep the monster. Doesn't everyone have a monster in their basement?
Apparently in this town, it... Interesting. Shall we go in and explore?
Valtox is already moving towards the front door and rubbing his belly.
Alright, well, Gulliver will follow behind.
Voltox, you probably don't want to use any of those explosive potions here. This is someone's home, after all.
Let him burn the place down.
Well, that would take care of the monster problem.
Just a little bit. And give me a minute and I'll have a map coming at you. But the kids are like, we're not going inside until you dealt with the monster.
Well, that seems demanded for children standing out on the street crying and holding stuffed animals. However, we are inclined to do you this favor because we are good folk. And
would fellow party member be upset if I eat monster?
That entirely depends on the nature of the monster. If it is perhaps a disobedient elder sibling, then, well, a snack might be frowned upon. But if it is some horrific abomination, well, perhaps a leg.
Good. Give me a good time eat.
Okay. Yeah, the kids are very thankful that you'll, you know, check out the house and make sure that they're safe and that the monster's contained. And, you know, they agreed to wait at the portico in the yard for you all.
So what's the conditions of the inside of the house?
Front door probably shut.
Yes, and I'm not gonna mask out every individual room per floor.
Well, it's not an ominous name of a location at all.
Yeah, you should have changed the ID on that.
I figured by now most people already know it.
Yeah.
I'm all new. I haven't run this adventure ever, so.
I haven't either.
Then
Well,
just
welcome to
push.
the den house.
Then just push the top up above the top lip of your screen, and you won't be.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's the House of Love.
Oh, Mathis just got excited.
Would you say it's a shack?
Actually, this is the house of Ferdinand and Margot Death.
Ah, there we go.
And at the top of the map, you will see that it is a multi-story townhouse.
And we just met Rose and Thorndeath.
Alright, well, let's go in.
Do we have a, I don't know, Voltop? Well, no, and he's a goblin, by the way, not knowing the ways of people. He's just going to go up and open.
Now, are these doors meet fire code? Do they open inward or outward?
There's something up with the map. Can't move.
Sorry. Wrong fucking layer.
There you go. Now look good.
Thaddeus.
I can move Gulliver. Still can't move my. Oh, okay, you got people on. And realize, guys, that yes, it's looking like there are large squares. That's because everything is paneled, kind of. Use the larger squares. As a 5 foot, it's actually a little off, but hey, it is what it.
Alright, well, Mathis opens the doors for Ulrich.
There you go, that looks better.
I'm not sure why, but this particular module, from time to time, the grid line just jumps on me. Okay.
Well, I'm going to follow Thad as he makes a very someone to hide behind.
I stay in the back, so when I throw bombs, I just hit people in the back.
Okay, you pass through a wrought iron gate with hinges on one side and a lock on the other. The gate is unlocked. You know, its hinges give a really decent shriek as you're opening the gates. You can see oil lamps hanging from the portico ceiling by chains, and it's flanking a set of oaken doors that open into a grand foyer beyond. And wow, that is just too funny. And do you want to open the main house doors?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Opening them leads you into the grand foyer. And hanging on the south wall is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms. And it's a stylized golden windmill on a red field. And the coat of arms is flanked by some framed portraits of stony-faced aristocrats. And then to the north of you, you have a set of mahogany-framed double doors.
Do we hear any howling, wailing, crying?
I really examine the pictures.
You see what you're assuming are members of the Durst family. And yeah, you're not hearing any kind of racket come from the house. That would be monsters, you know, there's
Oh, monsters! Excuse me?
Hello!
I like your style, Vartox. It's very direct.
and, you know, we can even throw in a little atmosphere. Little spooky background music. Maybe. How's that? Everyone hear it?
Yep, perfect.
Good.
And it's just the right loudness.
I kicked this door.
Okay, kicking the door, you see a wide hall that runs runs the width of the house. There's a black marble fireplace at one end and a sweeping red marble staircase at the other. And mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a longsword with a windmill cameo worked into the hilt. The wood-paneled walls are ornately sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs.
Wow, this is quite an elegant home. I'll take a very close look at that longsword.
Okay. It looks like a nice weapon. Like I said, it does have a windmill worked into the hilt.
Ulrich, do you have any expertise with this mana-bladed weapon?
It's a weapon I can use. I have no interest in it. Looks more ceremonial. What is that on the... That'll cut into my hand as I'm trying to parry. I'll take a look at the sword.
Okay, and just as a house rule, if you touch something magical, you're going to get a vibe that, hey, this item is probably magical. Everything else, you got to use the spell for.
I can identify, no worries.
I do too.
When you grab a hold of the sword, you know, you're feeling the weight of it, but nothing is saying, hey, this is a magical sword.
I suggest you leave it here. It's not ours.
I wasn't suggesting that we take it. I was just asking for your opinion on it. I'm offended that you would think I would be a thief.
And to confirm, the stairs are going up?
That's an untrue statement, right? You just...
The stairs do go up.
Alright.
I'll go to the north door and open it.
I'll follow Thaddeus.
Okay, opening the door reveals a wood-paneled dining room, and you can see this carved mahogany table surrounded by 8 high-backed chairs. There's sculpted armrest and cushioned seats. A crystal chandelier hangs above the table. You can see silverware and crystalware polished to a dazzling shine on the table. And mounted above the fireplace is a painting of an alpine vale. And just glancing around the room, you can see that the wood paneling has been carved with these elegant images of deer.
Well, I found the dining room all. It's every bit as fancy as everything. But no monster. Consider the design aesthetic monstrous.
Well, you also do see red silk drapes covering the windows and a tapestry depicting hunting dogs and horse-mounted aristocrats chasing after a wolf.
Alright, I'm out in the, I guess, staircase. You keep mentioning all this red. I'm gonna take a look at it. I think this was the one with satyrs and pixies and what.
Yeah, the main hall. Yeah. Yeah, actually looking at the wood paneling and the carvings and so forth, you do see that the serpents and skulls are inconspicuously woven into the wall design. But
Ooh, that pretty picture. I'm gonna point it out to a few guys.
Well, that seems subtly evil. Makes me think a little bit better of the designer as opposed to someone who's just gauche and nouveau riche.
I can see why the children are always jittery.
Well,
What you talking about?
Rose and Thorn, wouldn't you be jittery?
What you talking about? We decorate caves with skulls all the time.
Yes, and I'm sure it's the height of fashion.
Only when you wear them to cover your boobies.
I'll open the kitchen door.
Okay, before you open the kitchen door there, Gulliver, I want you to check that door there.
Okay, I'll open that door there.
Okay, you have found a cloakroom. And you see several black cloaks hanging from hooks on the walls, and on a high shelf you see a top hat.
Oh, well, that's charming. I'll reach up and take the top hat down and take a look at it. Is it one of those folding top hats?
No, it's a always be a top hat.
Vartox, I found some headwear for you. Seems appropriate.
I grab it and start sniffing it. I like. And I put on this top hat that's got me nice and regal looking, and say, "Only thing me need now is 1/2 glass."
We'll see if we can find you a monocle, Mike.
Okay, Rags needs a new token.
I'll see if I can find a top hat goblin.
And I'll check the cloaks, move them aside, feel them, see their make.
Yeah, exquisite would be the word to describe the quality of the cloaks.
Well, our hosts have better taste in clothing than in decoration style, and certainly seem to have some money. There are some very nice cloaks in here, which are not ours, and I am all proposing that we take. And then, if nobody responds, I'll go over and I'll open the kitchen door and look in the kitchen.
Okay, the kitchen, you know, it's tidy. You see dishware, cookware, and utensils neatly placed on their shelves. A work table has a cutting board and a rolling pin atop of it. You see a dome-shaped oven standing near the east wall. Its bent iron stovepipe connects to a hole in the ceiling. Behind the stove and to the left is a thin door.
I will open the door to the ostensible larder.
And yes, you do see the larder.
Viletox, my friend, I believe I found some...
You cut out on us, brother.
Viletox, my friend, I believe I found some food for you.
Food? Food? They're food? We're food. Food. Alright, I'm gonna step into here and look at the food. Does it...
Yes, all the food in the pantry, it is well stocked and it all appears fresh.
Bah! That be not food.
Oh, I'm so
You're
sorry.
right. You're rot for at least 3 days before be good.
If you surreptitiously take some, I'm sure the children won't mind, and just keep it for a few days. Perhaps if you store it in your undertunic, it might marinate faster.
The children won't mind, so I eat children?
No, you will not eat the children. That's still considered rude.
Oh.
But I'll look and see if there are any rations or any food that I can surreptitiously, since I'm the only one there, add to my backpack.
Maybe we get lucky and find a dead monster. Got good eats.
Yes, you are able to pocket some of the foodstuffs that you find.
Look like some form of, like, goblin-eyed leper.
Leprechaun, yeah.
Alright, so after I take the food, I join everybody else.
Okay, and Thaddeus has... he opened the door without telling anyone.
Way to go, Thad. Somebody tie a rope around him.
He yelled, "Thaddeus, find monster," and kicks the door open.
Exactly. So somebody tie a rope around.
I see that.
You kick open the door, Thaddeus, and this room looks like a hunter's den. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head, and positioned around the outskirts of the room are 3 stuffed wolves. And you can see 2 padded chairs draped in animal furs facing the hearth. There's an oak table between them supporting a cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabra. A chandelier hangs above a cloth-covered table surrounded by 4 chairs. And there's some cabinets around the wall.
Thad, my friend, you're not getting in any trouble in there, are you?
Thaddeus, just try to find monster.
Any luck?
I see nothing move.
Are these statues in here the black?
Dogs.
Stuffed wolves?
Yeah, they're the wolves.
Are they like sitting up, laying down? What are they? Standing.
Yeah, they're standing in a variety of poses.
Alright, I'm gonna hop on one of them and be like, wow, I feel like great goblin leader.
I'm gonna pick them up and arrange them around the table and lay out some cards.
You're gonna leave your cards?
Dogs playing poker.
No, I'm not leaving my cards. I'm sure that a hunter's lodge like this must have cards somewhere.
Yeah, you do find a deck of cards, and you have a hard time getting Valtrox off of the wolf. I keep wanting to say Valtrex.
Just call me Foul Tooth, make it easier.
Yeah, and so you've got the wolves arranged. While you're moving them, looking around, you see the cabinets standing there, and they've got glass fronts on them, and inside you can see a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, a hand crossbow, and 20 bolts for each weapon.
I'm going to take a look at the quality of that hand crossbow. Is it better than my tried and trusty one?
Uh, class-wise, it's not any different.
Okay.
This one might have a little bit of fancy ornamentation on it that yours doesn't.
I'll surreptitiously add the 20 bolts to my stock.
Okay. And I'll just let you update your sheet on that.
Done.
So, we now have wolves playing poker.
I guess we should go upstairs now.
Thaddeus agrees.
Ulrich is leaning against the stairs, eyes closed.
Having a little nap, Ulrich.
I'm communing.
Excellent. And who are you communing with?
Oh, sleepy times.
Excellent. Well, you do that. You have a little lay down, and we'll be around to get you once we've taken care of the monster.
Has anyone else noticed that children say downstairs in the basement? There's no way to go down yet.
I was about to say, if you guys are going upstairs, why?
Well, I don't know about you, but I haven't found a way down to a basement.
This way.
Perhaps we need to go up to go down.
That is the most ridiculous noise I've heard come out of your mouth today.
Mini goblin tunnels go up and down constantly.
So long as it's only today, I wouldn't want that to be the most ridiculous thing that I've ever said. I assure you I will work hard to spew a line of language that you find even more outrageous.
There can be food upstairs. I go up.
And I'll follow. Holding up the rear-ish. Except for our senior citizen brigade.
More wolves.
They're all
Okay.
taking naps.
As you
No, Thaddeus, we don't let you go up first.
Oh yeah. Thaddeus forgot.
Oh, but you'll let the goblin go first. As you climb the stairs, you emerge into the upper hall, and you can see that there's unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls in this hallway. And
How's the lighting?
you know, it's fairly dark.
I can't see anything up here.
You mean dark or dim? Their windows?
It's dark outside. It's nighttime outside. It's really dark, no moon, so there's not a whole lot of ambient light to work with inside.
I'm going to use the message cantrip and send a message to Rose and ask her how do we get to the basement.
Rose says, I don't know, I've never been to the basement.
Excellent.
I just know what our parents have told us.
Rose is unsure as to the location of the basement. She only knows if it's because her parents have told her there's a monster in the basement, and apparently she's heard some noises which must be emanating from underneath the house. So, just so that you are all aware.
Well, that makes more sense on why we didn't find a way down. Parents just want to keep the kids in line, tell them there's a basement, tell them there's a monster there. Issue resolved. I don't think there's a basement in this house.
Yeah, as you come up the top of the stairs, above the mantelpiece, you can see this framed portrait of the Durst family. And you got Gustav and Elizabeth with their two smiling children, Rose and Thorn. And cradled in the father's arms is a swaddled baby, and you can tell that the mother is regarding the baby with just a hint of scorn.
I'll send another message to Rose and say, Rose, whatever happened to your youngest sibling?
They keep the baby in the attic.
They are really outstanding parents you are ever.
And there are also several suits of armor flanking the wooden doors in this hallway. And each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. And the doors appear to have been carved with dancing children.
Not creepy at all.
Not at all ominous. When everyone gets up there, I'm gonna go lift the visor. Suits of armor.
Sorry, you cut out a lot there.
Once everybody's up on top, I'm going to open up the visors and look inside the suit of armor. With one hand holding the spear, and one hand opening the visor.
Okay, you're looking into an empty suit of armor.
Okay.
And Mathis, can I get you to make a perception check?
I'm investigating the carvings.
And Mathis,
Deception since, or
let's see.
disadvantage since it's so dark.
No, I'm gonna hold your roll for a minute, and
Alright.
because you weren't where I thought you were.
Oh, well, I figure first door and check it out.
And opening that door, you can see an undecorated bedroom, and there's a pair of beds with straw stuffed mattresses, and at the end of each bed is a footlocker.
Looks like this is where the children sleep.
And you do have a door immediately there to your left.
Let's go take a look.
Opening it reveals a closet with servant uniforms hanging from the hooks.
Ah, servants, not the children. Anything interesting besides clothes?
No, just they are all clean and neatly hung.
Alright, well, since I don't see anything interesting, I shall just move out. Join the rest of the party.
Now, I'm going to point it out just because y'all keep walking by it. Damn it. Right there, you got that little teeny tiny door?
Yeah.
That is a dumbwaiter
For food.
that goes up from the kitchen.
Alright, let's open it up and see if there's food in there.
No. And you can see that the dumbwaiter itself is technically on the first floor.
What is? Yeah.
Did I see anything in the carvings?
You're looking at the carvings on the mantle. And no, looking at the carvings on the mantles, they're just carvings. And Gulliver, can I get you to make a perception? As you're approaching the doors, you notice that, hey, these children aren't dancing, but they're really fighting off these swarms of bats.
I'll point that joyous fact out to you. These folk have a very unusual decor. And then I'll open the double doors.
Okay, opening. The double doors. Once again, you see red velvet drapes covering the windows of this room. There's an exquisite mahogany desk and a matching high-back chair facing the entrance and the fireplace, above which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. And situated in the corners of the room are two overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookcases line the south wall, and you can see a rolling wooden ladder allows one to more easily reach the shelves up top.
Well, I'll go start searching the bookshelves and see if there are any interesting books or any interesting books that look like they're not books.
As will I. But I'm looking for alchemical books. You never know what you can find.
Okay, on the bookcases, you see hundreds of tomes covering a range of topics from history, warfare, and alchemy. There are several shelves containing first edition collected works of poetry and fiction.
As a bard, am I familiar with any of these art or works?
As a bard, yes, you are. Some of them are very valuable.
I look over my shoulder to see if anybody's looking, and I will put them into my backpack.
Mathis is looking.
Hey, Mathis, your shoelace is untied.
I look down at my sandals.
Okay, and you pocket some books. Please make a note on your sheet that you have some books from the house. And you know, there's books on alchemy and everything else.
I'm going to go over to the desk. Is there a paper and
yeah, there's several items on the desk. There's an oil lamp. There is indeed a jar of ink, a quill pen, a tinderbox, a letter kit that contains a red candle, 4 blank sheets of parchment, and a wooden seal bearing the Durst Family insignia, which is a windmill.
I'm going to scribble a note that says, borrowed some books, will return them when I'm done. Thanks, G.
Gee.
Okay.
Thad, did you check those rooms to the south? I think there
Also-
might be a monster in there.
Let's find out. And then I kick it open.
Okay. I love full steam ahead. You see gossamer drapes covering the windows of this elegantly appointed hall. There's this brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Upholstered chairs line the walls, and stained glass wall hangings depict beautiful men, women, and children singing and playing instruments. And you can see a harpsichord resting on a bench in the northwest corner. And near the fireplace is this large standing harp. And there's alabaster figurines of well-dressed dancers adorning the mantelpiece.
I'm going to sit down at the harpsichord and start playing the entertainer.
Okay. And Foultooth, what are you doing?
Continuing to search the bookcase. I'm going to check all the way down around. The alchemical books I found earlier were...
Okay. And let's see. So you all are sitting down playing the harpsichord and singing and dancing.
Thaddeus, I did not realize you could play.
We're the most
made to do this.
We're the most fearsome adventuring party.
Parents thought that it'd be useful if no one instrument.
Let's hear.
And I punch my fist into the keys.
There's some maintenance fees right there.
Okay, and this horrible noise starts coming from the harpsichord.
Thaddeus, I believe you are assaulting that harpsichord.
Is this not how I play?
It's certainly a way to play. You have obviously a diamond in the rough in terms of your playing skills. Perhaps, given time, I will teach you how to play in a more traditional and conventional fashion.
Thaddeus heard that sentence before.
Roughs for sure. Maybe a little softer and gentler.
In general, one tries not to damage the instrument they are playing.
Gulliver, I think you're mistaken. 'Cause I'm thinking back, and I don't think that juice that I had was a mango. It's definitely not the name that they gave me.
That could well be.
Winter.
Yes.
The space above the beds, was that supposed to be shown?
No, it was not. Thank you for catching that. Yeah, I got a little too quick in unmasking. And, Foultooth, one of the books that you are searching is actually like a hidden switch.
Alright, I nudge the druid that's behind me and ask him to come over and pull the...
I'll pull the switch.
Okay, you pull the switch and the door, a secret door props open and reveals the room right behind you.
Ooh, what that?
A secret room.
I'll step in and explore the room.
Okay, exploring the room. There are bookshelves packed with tomes describing fiend summoning rituals and their necrotic rituals of a cult called the Priest of Voispus. I'll paste that in chat.
Azabus.
Yep, and there's a heavy wooden chest with clawed iron feet standing against the south wall. Its lid is half open, and sticking out of the chest is a skeleton in leather armor.
Let's check the skeleton.
Ulrich is going to look at these suits of armor. Any of these his size?
Yes, they are truly. They look better than your suit of armor, but quality-wise, they're about the same.
What kind? I mean, I have chainmail, so is it chainmail?
Yeah, we'll say it's chainmail.
Alright.
It's actually probably flimsy ceremonial plate, which means it'd be about useless in battle.
And looking at the skeleton, it's human, and just from the looks of it, it looks like he had triggered a poison dart trap, because you can see 3 darts stuck in the guy's armor and rib cage. And you can see in the skeleton's left hand is a letter.
And grab the letter. Read it.
Okay, the first thing you notice, you probably wouldn't have noticed. Yeah, you see this wax seal that's got this bird emblem on you, and you just rip it open to read the letter. And it says, you know, my most pathetic servant, I am not a messenger sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a path to immortality. However, many souls you have bled on your hidden altar. However, many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon. Know that you are not the ones who have brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms writhing in my earth. You say that you are cursed, your fortune spent. You abandoned love for madness, and you took solace in the bosom of another woman and sired a stillborn child. Cursed by darkness? Of that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness? I think not. I much prefer you as you are. Your dread lord and master, Strahd von Zarovich. And
I'm gonna fold up the letter and keep it.
Not a problem. And you still got this, skeleton halfway sticking out of the chest.
I'm gonna go ahead and open the chest. I figure since it's opened and he's dead, he's probably already shot.
You see 3 black leather books. And, okay. Inside the chest, you find 3 blank books with black leather covers. There are 3 spell scrolls, the deed to the house, the deed to a windmill, and a signed will. And I'm going to throw all those in the party sheet. But 3 blank books, the house deed, you're going to do identify and whatnot, correct?
Eventually, yeah. I have to cast it as a ritual, so it'll take a little. And do it at our first long rest. But I do want to read the house deed. Or the will, excuse me, not the house deed. I can read it right here. I see it. The will is signed by Gustav and Elizabeth Durst and bequeaths the house, the windmill, and all other family property to Rosavalda and Thornbolt Durst in the event of their parents.
That's close fucking enough.
And just get it out of the way. The 3 scrolls are bless protection, bless protection from poison, and spiritual weapon.
Clerical scrolls, divine scrolls. I guess it really doesn't matter what scrolls does it. Not in 5.
Nah, I don't believe it does.
Well, that's interesting. Oh wait, we move out and I holler out, "What you find out here?"
Just the entertainment room.
I found that Thaddeus has a natural talent for the
Yeah, I heard he was a real headbanger.
a very unique musical style. Shall we stairs in our search for our way downstairs?
Yeah, I say we go upstairs.
Thaddeus agrees.
Still on the hunt for food. All the meat was off of that skeleton at that meat.
Wait, what skeleton? I choose not to further question that.
It was a skeleton with poison darts in it that was stuck in a trunk back in the back. I found this letter right here. And I'll hold the letter up in front of him. Hush, hush. I told you I was going to share it with them. I don't care what you think. Hush. He keeps talking over his shoulder at something that's not it.
Alright, well, I'll grab the letter and I'll start reading it as we proceed. Out loud to everyone.
Okay, and going up the stairs.
Everybody set order. How we going up, by the way? Just don't let Ulrich go first.
With that, Ulrich starts up the stairs.
I meant Thaddeus, sorry, not Ulrich. I meant Thaddeus.
Ulrich's up the stairs.
Thaddeus, I think Ulrich is trying to beat you upstairs.
Not if Thaddeus has anything to do with it.
Yeah, if y'all just scroll your maps north, you'll see the stairwell. And as you come up the staircase, you come to a dusty balcony, and it's got this suit of black plate armor standing against one wall. It's draped in cobwebs. Old lamps are mounted on the oak-paneled walls, and they're carved with scenes of trees, falling leaves, and tiny critters.
Ulrich will come and take a look at this armor, see if it looks...
Okay, as you step up to the armor, and as you step up to the armor, you see that the cobwebs are kind of just slightly moving, and you see the suit of armor starting to animate. And it would be a really good time to roll for initiative.
Alright, so, you get to see Ulrich's. Look at that, your +2s and...
Everyone's technically you. Well, good thing you're already up there.
It's the gimp lag, I'm a little bit slow. Where'd I go?
I just messing with you.
Okay, and this suit of armor starts to animate, and it's coming alive, and set that around 1. And the first thing it's going to try to do is slam into Ulrich, which it does hit with a humdinger of an attack.
That's actually the noise it made right before it hit you. It started humming, then the ding right when it connected with you.
It hit me? Alright, I'm gonna use my reaction to rebuke him with Wrath of the...
Okay.
Wrath of the push to talk.
Oh, of the storm. Nice.
And he saved.
Yeah, he's a little bit quicker than I am.
Alright.
Faraltax is going to slide right up. And you notice as he's moving closer, he starts becoming extremely feral as he's rubbing something over the back of his hands. And you see the claws in his hands grow longer, and he dives at the armor and screams out, "Ah!" Literally.
Lord, save me.
And he attacks. And hits. And does 2 massive points of damage. And then as his bonus action, he disengages.
Okay. Would I be able to move past Ulrich?
I'll let you move through my spot.
Yeah, as long as they're willing to let you.
Okay. I will move up the stairs and move past Ulrich. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Ulrich. For a nice whopping 4 points.
Better than none.
True.
Besides, Thaddeus is going to show up over here and headbutt the guy and kill him.
Yeah, with a massive health pool.
Bigger than 8.
Wouldn't advise blocking me off too much.
Alright.
Because the only other option I got from that are bombs, and that'll hurt everybody.
I'm going to rage as my bonus.
Alright, you rage.
So if you guys
And
don't
you can go down and around, yeah, they'll let you. Yeah, you blarged alright.
Already.
I think he was hungry.
Wow.
Got the crit.
Ah! Alright. What is this foul creation?
Ulrich von Helliger Sturmdunkel.
As I swing my hammer. And that's it.
Alright, Mathis, can I get past you?
By all means.
5, 10, 15 arrows.
I'm a little distracted with the letter I've just finished reading in my hand.
Alright, so from there, do I have a clear shot at the animated armor? Step up.
No, I'm gonna say you'd have partial.
Alright. Well, I don't want to block our monk from getting in to range. So what, that's -2?
Yeah, we'll do -2 there.
Target him. And I'll shoot him with the hand crossbow. And then I'll use my bonus action to shoot him again.
Nice.
And that is my turn.
Hold on a second.
That knows.
Quick question on that. I figure you've got crossbow expert.
Correct.
How would that... Okay, you've got to read the feat. Now you're only using one cross...
Yeah.
Within the feat itself, when you use the attack action to attack with a one-handed weapon, you can use a bonus action to attack with a loaded hand crossbow.
So, if you want to argue rules, we can argue rules. But the crossbow feat was crossbow expert was expressly designed with this usage in mind for the hand.
And I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just going by how it's stated with a loaded hand crossbow. I could figure with two-hand crossbows or a one-handed weapon.
Two-handed crossbows don't work because what it does is it allows you property. And that's also why you can't use a rapier or something in the left hand. You just need to attack with the hand crossbow, which you can attack with once as your primary, and then again with the bonus action if you have the crossbow expert feat.
To answer Voltox, you ignore the loading quality of crossbows.
Yeah, I know, but the piece that gets me is, you ignore the loading quality of the crossbow, but the stating of the last line is you can use your bonus action to attack with a loaded hand crossbow. So, I mean, that was the only place where I was questioning it. I'm not stating it's right or wrong one way or the other.
There's actually a clear ruling from
and that's perfectly fine. I was asking about it. I just don't appreciate getting jumped down saying I'm arguing rules with you when I wasn't. I was just questioning about it. So, next time word it correctly and we'll be fine.
I worded it perfectly correctly.
No, you got offended and defensive immediately when I was just asking a question.
Sorry, it didn't come across as a question. It came across as you questioning my ability to use the skill.
I don't question anybody's ability, all right? The basis of it is not everybody knows everything. I was asking for just a clarification on it. That was it. Yep. And trust me, all right? You have many years of experience in here. I do as well.
I know. I apologize. It seemed to me like you were questioning the use on the skill. If I took that ill, I apologize. The usage is in fact the only intended use case where you can attack twice with the hand is using the hand crossbow.
Okay. And that took it for your action, and Mathis, you're up.
I'll move in, and I'll bop him once with my mace. Wait, no. Oh, I haven't set my mace up correctly. I can use a mace as a monk weapon, right? I'll attack. I'll hit him with my hands.
Punching a suit of plate mail.
Yes. I miss.
Fortunately for your hands. I'm not sure animated armor can laugh, but I think it's probably laughing. Okay. And yeah, since you just come up and flung your hands at it, it's gonna try to crit you with a slam attack. That's gonna hurt. Yeah, you're still alive. And Foultooth, you are up, sir.
I should remove that from the animated armor. I think I added the wrong thing to him. Let me double check, make sure.
You gave him mage armor?
Yeah, I was trying not to. I was trying to give it to myself, but I haven't changed over the That's one of the broken pieces that they never fixed within the other piece. There we go.
Oh.
Alright, I'm done.
Okay. Just going to swing at the animated armor with my scimitar.
Okay.
Or not. That's cool.
Boy, we're a long way away from 12th level, aren't we?
I got this.
Yeah, we are. Druid's very far away from a paladin, too.
Or not.
Ulrich's gonna go ahead and just swing again.
You can do it.
No, I can't.
Alright, so now that I have Mathis in front of me, it's considered heavy cover.
Yeah, that would be a -5.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to give inspiration to Thaddeus as a bonus action. Bardic inspiration. And I will cast Healing Word on Mathis.
Why, thank you.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Gave him nice healing. He didn't deserve healing.
Alright, I will take 2 strikes at him this time with my mace. No, one with my mace, one unarmed. Hit. Oop, I forgot to apply that damage. Alright.
Didn't you miss with your hand?
I forgot to apply the mace damage. Oh, I didn't miss my hand. I'm sorry. So instead of 14 damage, it's just 5 damage.
Okay. You're saying
No, wait.
the 5 needs to come off. No. The 6 needs to come off.
Yeah, 6 needs to come off.
Okay, what the hell?
So you should be at 4 health.
Okay.
Remember, take off the unconscious effect on Merle.
4 health. Alright. Got it.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Let's see. Let's try it against, Yeah, the monk hit him. Yep, sorry, he's gonna go after you since you were the last one to hit.
Alright.
And hey, you were able to dodge out of the way. And he's gonna stay where he's at.
Voltox, you can eat whatever's inside it.
He went primal on his ass.
You did 2 rolls, a 20 and a 11.
He kind of did a disadvantage, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then he disengaged. Alright, Billy.
Alright, let's try this again. Scimitar. That's better. Are you kidding me?
1 point away.
Yeah.
Forgot that.
And that would hit.
Okay. Let me retarget.
Yay! You have killed the animated suit of armor. So the armor collapses to the ground, lets out a final sigh as it just starts to lay there and rust again.
Can anything be found on it?
No, there is nothing found on in or on the armor.
Thad, you have 10 minutes to use that bardic inspiration before it expires.
Guys, I need to take a quick 2 or 3 minutes here.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Be right back.
If anyone noticed, this is my first time playing a monk, so I'm getting used to the skills.
First time playing a druid.
Alright. We can
I'm
fumble
sure
through this together.
I'm sure we'll all pick it up pretty quick.
Shape shifting will be a little interesting.
Shapeshift into a tiny mouse would be hard to hit you.
Yes, but if they do hit me, I'll die. Well,
Just
the mouse will die.
I'm sure someone will cast mage armor on you.
What can I shapeshift into?
You need a list of beast monsters.
Yeah, I got one.
Alright.
Shapeshifts into a Velociraptor.
Is the danger rating that low for a Velociraptor?
1/4.
Wow. Are you familiar with Velociraptors?
Oh.
So I kind of want to know where you come from.
You change it to a dire wolf, though.
There you go. That's a popular one.
Giant octopus if we ever go underwater.
I was playing in a campaign where the DM was running us through a modified version of Forge of Fury, and when it came to the final fight, we had the druid in the party shift into a giant octopus. I was a hexblade, so I cursed the dragon, and we got a successful strength check to grapple the dragon out of the water, which let us wail on the thing.
What?
So I will always love the giant octopus.
You grappled a dragon with a giant octopus.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was a young dragon, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Shift into a horse.
Alright, then you can help us travel.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm back.
No problem.
And Drags, once again, I'm sorry if I offended defensive stance on the question. I understand now that you were just asking for clarification, not indicating that you didn't think I could do the attack. So, again, apology.
Okay, let's do a ready check and find out who's here. Okay, now that you have defeated the suit of armor, which door would you like to go through? You got the double doors where Foultooth is, and door 2 where Thaddeus is.
I shall follow Voltox. Vartox.
I still keep
Thaddeus.
making Valtrex. Damn the pharmaceutical companies.
Thaddeus, you should probably open one of those doors.
I kicked the one on the left. Just refuse to use door handles. I just keep breaking each and every one of these doors off their head.
Sounds like every barbarian I've ever played with. And you and
Oh no.
I gotta work on my poker face.
It just makes me laugh when you laugh, because it's like, oh no, I just did something.
Yes, you kicked the door open and you found a storage room. There's shelves with folded sheets and blankets and old bars of soap on them.
I kicked the other
Thaddeus.
door open.
What's that down at the end in the room?
Thaddeus sees a lot of linens.
Okay, you kick the other door open and dust and cobwebs shroud an elegantly appointed bedroom. There's a large bed, 2 end tables, and an empty wardrobe. And a wardrobe. Mounted on the wall next to the wardrobe is a full-length mirror with an ornate frame carved to look like berries and vines.
I'll follow Thaddeus.
And okay, Gulliver, as you move up, you catch movement coming from the storage closet with its busted door.
Alright, I pull my hand crossbow, turn in. If there's a target, I get ready to shoot.
Yeah, let's roll for initiative.
Initiative for movement. This is always turns out.
Ooh, whoops.
Well, I wanted to give you, just a little second or two of worry before I reveal. Gulliver, you see this broom. That is, activated, for the lack of a better word, but this broom is moving, and it looks like it's coming right towards you.
I'm gonna get beaten to death by an animated broom. That's appropriate.
And Mathis, you are up and oblivious to what's going on.
Absolutely. Just shaking my head because we have someone just smashing through doors. This child's house.
And Bartox, you're up.
He's not here right now.
Okay. Well, good. Then the broom of animated attack. I love it. It smacks you with the bottom. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
And then in the sweeping motion, the top part of the broom comes over and smacks into it smacks you in the head.
Absolutely gonna get beaten to death by a broom.
Holy crap!
Well, that's one way to shut him up.
I think that's perfect itself.
So, oh no. Am I able to occupy the space he's...
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he's unconscious. Step all over.
Yeah, you can. I'll let you step on him.
I want to step over and be like, Thaddeus, sorry. Thaddeus, protect Gulliver.
Thaddeus, smash broom.
So where should I stand exactly? I don't...
Just pull me off so that I'm not taking up this space. Yeah.
Yeah, let me find you there. There we go.
Okay, so how do I do this, like, bardic inspiration thing again?
Just roll a D, and then once you roll your D6, you would put that into the modifier window.
What the heck?
Ooh, and you did good damage to the broom.
Does it automatically do a death save for me, or do
No, I've got it turned off, so you all have to do them by hand.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Alright.
And he wakes up.
What the hell was that? And why are you standing on me, Thad? Ow!
That protects me, sorry.
I'll try and squirm out from underneath Thad and into the master bedroom, and I assume that'll probably use most of my movement to disentangle and do that. If I can stagger up to my feet, I'll do so, and I expect that's my turn.
Yeah, that would be it. Alright,
Gulliver,
there.
Wow.
Gulliver, your life was almost swept away in front of our eyes.
Ow.
Swept him off his feet for sure.
Are you getting married to that broom?
It's like not doing anything, just insulting him.
Okay, what would be the penalty if I tried to, like, do my flame thing? Because Thaddeus is standing in front of me.
What flame thing? Produce flame?
Produce flame, yeah.
Yeah, you would be at a -5 to hit.
Huh. Okay.
Because I'm gonna give you 3/4 or 3/4 cover when someone's standing in front of you.
That's an issue. Okay.
Just get a crit, and it doesn't matter.
That's not how it works. You can't just simply get a crit. That's not how it works. I'll give it a try anyway.
Works every time, 5% of the time.
Yeah.
Just not this
Right.
time.
Ulrich is going to go ahead and, using his amulet, cast Bless upon 3.
Realizing it's just not Thaddeus making noise. I'll come down and I take it. I'm going to take a severe penalty for trying to attack through a little tiny door.
Yeah. At best, it would be 3/4, so -5.
All right.
Then you rolled a crit, so it don't matter.
Okay.
See, that's what we're talking about.
This is the strongest broom I have ever encountered.
And I take another swing with my fist, or my foot. I still hit it. It is dying. That was a well-made broom.
Seriously, if I get one.
It really cleaned up.
I have a terrible headache.
Alright, Gulliver, come over here.
I'm busy picking bits of splinters and straw out of my hair, my beard, probably my face.
Well, I didn't even get to use my sound effect. I got the, you got knocked the fuck out.
Just happened so fast.
Absolutely. And gentlemen, this is a great stopping point for today.
What XP did we get?
And
Oh yeah, I was going to ask if we were doing milestone or XP.
yeah, we are doing XP. Although this little section is really milestone. And let's see, let me check the calendar. Next Sunday is the 11th. We are playing, yeah, the 18th of this month. I can't play. Are any of you out of town for the Thanksgiving weekend?
I'm not out of town for Thanksgiving, but I am going to PAX Unplugged, and that's the 2nd of December. I won't be.
Who said that?
Ulrich.
Ulrich.
Yeah, and the 18th would have been a challenge for me to make as well. I was.
Okay, so no game on the 18th, and you're all good to play on the 25th.
Yep.
Should be.
To my knowledge.
Yeah, out of 3 games, I've only had 1 person affected by Thanksgiving. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and hand over XP. And wow, that's a lot. And then you had the armor.
Pretty sure it was just a +10 broom of SWAT.
It was a broom of Bard's Bane.
Yeah, it's I like that little broom. Then wow, this section is laid out just so weird.
Is this designed to like get us to a certain level to start Curse of Strahd? Yeah, the Curse of Strahd campaign. Like the first 5 levels are done in Storm King.
Yeah, by the time you finish out this little section, you'll be at level 3.
Nice.
And there's the animated armor. And welcome to 42 experience points.
Woohoo!
Broom came out more than I thought.
No, I think that was the armor. Or is it together?
Yeah, the armor gave you 200, the broom gave you 50.
And yet we had more trouble with the broom than that.
And the broom is actually a quarter of a CR.
Nice.
Gulliver is a lot of talk, but his AC's only 15, and he's got the least hit points of everybody in the party. So.
As I could see.
And a glass stem jaw.
A glass. He definitely does not like to get up close and personal.
All right, gentlemen. We will see you next week, same time.
Thank you for the good game, sir.
Thanks, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and heal.
No, cool, thanks.
Nice. Again. The ones, man.
Everyone's getting crits, you're getting ones.
That's pretty bad. Alright, see you people next week.
Nice, see you next week.
See ya.
Good start.
Absolutely.